Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Thursday evening. I just wanted to invite you into my kitchen tonight and share with you a little sneak peek about what I'm up to right now and kind of how I'm prepping things. So I love to use pockets of time during the day and at night. So this is so helpful because especially when we're home more often, like we can capitalize on these moments during the day, these pockets of time that we have during the day that we can do little things. So like I'll have calls during the day, but I'll have like a little gap, and it's a great opportunity to get up and like do one little thing. So this is just so a great thing that we can maybe cut up some vegetables and do that in a pocket of time so that's ready in the fridge, or changing the laundry or making the bed and just getting up and moving and using those little pockets. So that way at night, you're not having to do all of these millions of things that you can just start doing during the day. So tonight I love to do, I'm already in the kitchen like making something, so I'll make another food at the same time. So what I'm doing right now is I cut up some chicken breast. So I buy like a larger portion of it and I'll cut it up into strips. We're gonna do fajitas tomorrow night. So I just seasoned the chicken. I did this fajita seasoning, and it's actually kind of lame. I was looking at the ingredients and it's just garlic and onion and some chili pepper. So I added some extra paprika in there. I added cumin and I added crushed red peppers to give it a little more heat and flavor. So use spices. Like spices are this wonderful flavor that we have, and I feel like it's so underutilized that you can flavor with meat and vegetables so many different ways. So I did that, and then I squeezed a lemon on there, and then I added just some oil, a couple tablespoons of oil. Something someone asked me recently in the Facebook group, which is a great question, is oils. What is the best one to use for cooking at higher temperatures? So like sauteing, baking, roasting, and those kind of things. So when it comes to oils, it matters about their smoking point. So some oils have a higher smoking point. So a smoking point is basically the temperature which fat will oxidize and break down. And this can create free radicals, which are harmful for our cells and can contribute to disease. So we don't want to use an oil past its smoking point for cooking. So we want oils that have a higher smoking point for baking, roasting, frying, sauteing, those kind of things. So the couple oils that I really love to use for that is, so safflower oil is one that we really love. And then avocado oil is another great one that has a really high smoking point. However, avocado oil is going to have a higher price point attached to it also. So, just be aware of like what you value in an oil if you like that. They both can be good options. And then when it comes to like dressings and dips, I'll do more of an extra virgin olive oil. So this is going to have a lower smoking point. It's considered like more of a delicate oil. So if you do want to cook with olive oil, if you buy the light, it's an extra light olive oil. It's lighter in color, and that have a higher smoking point than the extra virgin olive oil. So extra virgin olive oil for dressings, dips, and things that you're just kind of flavoring with. And then if you want something with a higher smoking point, the safflower oil, grapeseed oil is another one that we like to use. Grapeseed oil and then avocado oil are my top ones for cooking. So I use the safflower. So what I'm going to do is we have this little container here that will cover, and this is ready to go for tomorrow night. And I literally just cut up the chicken and did this in a pocket of time that I had at like 5 o'clock before I had a call at 5:30 this evening. So that's ready to go. So I'm kind of like doing little things at once. And then the other thing I was doing is, so I'm I'm roasting vegetables. So I cut up butternut squash. I don't know what it is, but like right now, these vegetables, like the roasting and the baking has been just so delicious and sounding so good lately. So I've been doing a lot of this. You can do sweet potato, roasted cauliflower, roasted Brussels sprouts. You can do multiple sheet pans at once. So that way you're just having a bunch of these veggies ready to go. And then I love to just pull these out, using them for building bowls for meals or lunches the next day, or even dinners. Like I love having food just ready prepped and piecing it together based on what I want and what I feel like, and it's ready to go. So I peeled this and cut this up. However, don't be afraid to buy this cut up already. So if time is valuable to you and you have money to spend on someone else's time doing this for you, do it. You're not cheating. You're taking advantage of what you need to do to make better choices for yourself. And if that means someone else cutting up your vegetables, that's okay. Like, I'd rather have you have those vegetables there, right? So there's tons of options there in the grocery store of pre-prepped things. If you have the time and you like to do that, I find it very therapeutic to like cut up the squash. It doesn't bother me, so I prefer to do it. And I was just looking on the squash and on the label that they have, there's even like instructions. So this is a sauteed butternut squash. So look at package labels on foods and vegetables that you buy, and a lot of times there's recipes written right on them. So if you're really stuck of like, I don't know what to do with this, look on the bags that you're buying of salad bags and vegetable bags and those kind of things. And usually there's a quick recipe you can use. This is sauteed. I'm roasting it, but so what I'm gonna do here is I'm using this curry seasoning here, and this is turmeric, cumin, lemon peel, black pepper, lemon powder, cardamom, cinnamon, garlic, and cayenne. So a lot of really fun stuff. It's like a curry blend. So as for Christmas, if you're like, I need some like fun spices, or I have another idea for a Christmas gift, if you're like, I need some new things, but I'm not really sure, these are just like great things to buy for someone else, or maybe to ask for if you're the person that never really knows what you need. I also love these baking mats for roasting and baking. So these are Mrs. Anderson's Baking is this particular brand, but there's also Silk Pad is another one. So you put them right on the sheet pan here. And so that way, first of all, it eliminates the mess and grease on the actual pan. And then second of all, you don't get that burning char as much from when you have the vegetables on there. They flip really easily, so you need less oil. And also with fish, I love them too, because if you're like putting a piece of salmon and baking it and the salmon has the skin on it still, if you put the skin down on the sheet pan or on the Silk Pad, you can just take the spatula and go right under the fish, and the skin will stick to the pan there, so it comes right off nice. So that's another reason I love that. So yeah, I'm putting this seasoning. I'm gonna put a little bit of the oil in my butternut squash, and I'll probably do some sweet potatoes that I have. With oil, we do need to be aware of how much we're using, right? Because it's a fat food group. So fat has 9 calories per gram. Protein and carbs have 4 calories per gram. So fat is more nutrient dense in a smaller amount. So we just need to be mindful of portions, and it can be helpful to use a measuring spoon, especially if you're just learning what that looks like. Use a measuring spoon and measure out some oil to put on your food, because sometimes it's like it just pours right out really quickly, and this is just like a little place that we can monitor if you're looking at your calories or how much you're taking in during the day. This is like a little piece that we can be more aware of. That's a pretty basic thing we can focus on. So love using spices, love using herbs in different ways with that, but using multiple cooking methods when you're in the kitchen. So I'm roasting these vegetables, and then sometimes I'll like boil some eggs at the same time. So I have soft boiled eggs, and then, you know, you can also boil maybe like some rice to have ready to go. You can grill an option, you can use an Instapot, so you can use all these different cooking methods at once to really maximize your time in the kitchen. Make it enjoyable. Like, I don't know if you can hear my music in the background, but I have relaxing jazz music on. A lot of times I'll have a glass of wine and just like make it fun and enjoyable. And maybe this is gonna be when the kids are in bed, and this is like your power hour when you have this opportunity. For me, I like to do pockets of time. So it's like I have a time here, I'm gonna do a couple things, I have time here, and I break it up that way, and that works for me. But there's so many ways that you could do this. The most important thing is that it works for you. So I love to know like what's helpful for you for doing meal prep and food prep. And are you a recipe person? Do you like to do recipes, or do you like to do just kind of little foods here and there and piece it together as you feel like? So comment below, I'd love to know. And for the fajitas tomorrow, I was gonna do a video on that. We were actually gonna do this tonight, but then things got crazy, but that's okay, we can adapt. So basically with the fajitas, I'm just cutting up some bell peppers, super easy, and then an onion, and then sauteing that with the chicken. I'll make some rice, or you could do tortillas, sour cream, salsa, and like bam, it's such an easy meal. And I love leftovers of fajitas. So I love leftover that you can use the peppers and onions or the chicken that you made for those. And then the last thing that I wanted to share that I do when I'm doing my sauteing or my roasting, I have been using these vinyl gloves. I do not like touching raw chicken. So when I'm cutting chicken breast, I'll use this to like touch the chicken. Or when you're doing the sweet potato or the squash, when you're roasting this and you put your oil on, so you're mixing this together with the spices and the oil. So you could do it in a bowl, but honestly, like then you have to clean another bowl and it's a whole thing. So if you put these like vinyl gloves on and just kind of mix the vegetables this way, you can get everything mixed in, and then you just throw the gloves away. I will say these are harder to find these days in the grocery store. I'm the kind of person that wears like dish gloves and I would do the dishes, or let me know, do you wear dish gloves all the time when you're doing the dishes, or is this just like a weird thing that I do? I literally, like, I've always done that since I've had to do dishes, which is a long time. And I don't like the feeling of like that water pruned hands when you're doing that. So I wear the dish gloves, and those have been really hard to find lately in the grocery store. So because they tear a lot when you're like using those sponges and scrubby things. So anyway, not the hugest problem in the world, but I'm just saying. So yeah, let me know. Do you guys have any questions about anything? Was that helpful? Marissa asked about the Instant Pot, so I'm gonna do a video coming up with that, talking about some ways to use that and making sure that you're not smoking down the house if the vent's open. No gloves for me, no others who do. Yeah, so it's just preference. It's just, yeah, I wear like the fun, colorful printed ones. So, all right. Well, yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, and thank you so much for jumping on. Stock up. I may run out of these this winter. Yes. For some reason, like the comments are delayed. So hi, Carrie. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Cindy. So good to talk to you today. Hi, Marissa. Yeah, so good to have you guys. So thank you so much for jumping on. Just wanted to share my little kitchen nighttime recap. Hopefully that inspires you to set yourself up for success. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great night.